Welcome back to our podcast. This is my team.
Owen.
David.
I'm Alex.
I'm Ethan, and welcome to Around the Table.
Mock Draft Edition. We're going to take our picks and say what's up, why you picked them. We're going to do picks 1 through 12. Owen?
Alright, so I'm starting it off. I'm the Bears. Will Anderson is going first, purely based on the fact, best player in the draft. They need so much to happen. They aren't one player away, so they're just going to take Will Anderson, who's the best player off the board right away, and just move on.
You don't think they're going to trade? Nothing?
No. Well, I do think they're going to trade, but I'm just doing no trades.
Right
so I'm
into
just
it?
taking Will Anderson right away. And
Okay, fair pick. David?
I got the number 2 pick, so I got the Texans. And honestly, I think they need a quarterback. But I don't know if I'm feeling Bryce Young, only because, his height.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young, oh my God.
Bryson.
His height, he's a little bit smaller. So I think low-key, if I'm them, I go for C.J. Stroud. At least more in their offense. He can run around. I think they got to get rid of Davis Mills.
C.J. Stroud also did have the second best combine behind Richardson.
You think C.J. Stroud will really get taken over Anthony Richardson after that performance he had yesterday?
I was going to say, C.J. Stroud had the best QB performance, not athletic like Anthony Richardson.
But I'm
did.
saying he can move.
No, I know. That's,
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm saying C.J. Stroud might be,
Okay.
he might be first if the Bears do trade. Yeah.
Okay, I got the third pick, the Arizona Cardinals, after the J.J. Watt retirement and a lot of controversy going on in the coach's office and everything. I honestly think they're going to have the first overall pick next year due to the fact of D-Hop leaving. I think they need help on the defensive line, and they're going to go Tyree Wilson, the edge rusher out of Texas Tech. Big, long, fast dude. No crazy stuff. But he's big, long. He's a good pass rusher and does what he has to do on the edge, and I think that can help him out. First edge rusher off the board because of the Jalen Carter incident, honestly.
So I have the 4th overall pick, and I have the Colts. I think with the quarterback situation, that they definitely should go quarterback. I don't think that Matt Ryan. I think personally the Colts need to release Matt Ryan, and they have a horrible depth at quarterback. They do have a solid offensive line, somewhat of a young offensive line. I think they take Bryce Young here.
Okay.
Even though with his size, I think with his size, it's definitely going to be able. The whole line is definitely going to protect him, even though he is smaller for a quarterback.
Yeah, they got to split the line, that Drew Brees, Russell Wilson thing. That's how they were successful. Wait, who's the coach in Indianapolis right now?
Actually, I don't know.
Oh,
It's not right.
I think it's the dude that was
I know they were trying to. They were
Oh, it was the Eagles.
Yeah.
DC, or no, DC.
Yeah, I think it was Jordan Gannon.
Yeah.
Or did Jordan Gannon go to Arizona?
they haven't figured out yet.
Alright, well, either way. Seattle Seahawks are up next.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
as a Seahawks fan, this
think-
better be a good
I think
pick.
they just get gifted here with everything that's happening off the field. I think Jalen Carter just falls right into their lap. It's the big D lineman they need in the middle. He stops the run. He can rush the passer. He does a little bit of everything, and he's the perfect D lineman.
So Seattle sticks with Geno and goes defense?
Yeah.
I
think
agree
they
with
franchise.
that.
I think they franchise tag Geno.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that pick.
All right, who you got? Detroit.
For the Detroit, they need defense. First, honestly, I think they would, if we're not doing the draft and we're doing trade, I think they should try to go for Jalen Ramsey and trade their first overall pick for him from the Rams. But since we're not doing that, they got to get that man, Christian from Oregon. I think he's a pretty good defensive back, and they need him.
Yeah, top corner in the draft, honestly.
Pretty good.
Okay, so with the 7th pick, it's the Raiders. I think with the QB controversy going on over there, Devontae Adams wants a guy. A lot of Aaron Rodgers. They backed out the Aaron Rodgers thing. I think they pull the trigger on Anthony Richardson. Pair him up with Devontae Adams, and a guy receiver like that can back up any quarterback. At the end of the day, he'll make him look better. You know what I mean? So
So with Anthony Richardson, you say Anthony Richardson going to the Raiders. I have the Falcons next, and I think the Falcons are actually going to end up landing Lamar, and they're going to end up drafting. They need help on offense because Drake London. We don't know about Drake London yet. He could develop with Lamar, but we don't know yet. But I personally think they take Brian Branch at safety because they need help on defense. AJ Terrell is a great defensive back, but with Brian Branch behind him, I feel like really help that defense out a lot.
So, with the Panthers and the 9th pick, I think they need a little bit of everything. They have a big question mark at QB, so Will Levi is not a bad pick here. They have a great defense, but I think this is going to be the first wide receiver off the board, and I think it's going to be Quentin Johnson, just purely based off the fact that you can bring in a QB, but just if you roll with a QB with no weapons or anything like that, look what happened with Justin Fields. Not saying Justin Fields is a bad QB, but he couldn't be on full display like we all know he can. So he had to kind of do a little more than he probably should have, and that could lead to an injury. And I don't think Will Levi can exactly move like Justin Fields can. So they're going to draft a wide receiver early.
So you think Quentin Johnston's proven enough to be?
I think
first?
Quentin Johnston's the first receiver off the board.
Him and DJ Moore.
He's got exactly, and you pair him up with DJ Moore. If Quentin Johnson has the physical traits he's kind of shown everything that he can do in college. There's not much more he has left to prove.
Okay, Kevin White 2.0 off the board. Quentin Johnson, big
He's better than
fast.
Kevin White.
All right.
All right, so as the Eagles pick, I think I was going to pick the receiver, but I agree he's going to be the first receiver out. I think they should go get Jordan Addison. He's a good playmaker. And I think after what we saw in the Super Bowl, their offense wasn't low-key doing what they were doing in the regular season. He'll add to their offense and they could do even better. Because I don't really think they need more defensive players. Because if they resign all they need, they draft them, I think they're going to do a lot better.
Yeah, Eagles could go receiver. You get a good receiver 3 because, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are both nice, but you could pair them up with one more 3.
And then
As crazy as it sounds, I might be in the minority. I think Bijan Robinson goes to the Eagles.
Yeah, that's what I was
Purely,
thinking
it's
too.
purely based off the fact that Miles Sanders is gone. We know Kenneth Gainwell can't be a running back 1, so that kind of leaves free agency or Bijan Robinson, who's supposed to be
I mean,
him.
this running back free agency is
He's supposed to be
Yeah.
the next like Zeke. So
Yeah.
Who,
Bijan
Bijan Robinson.
is
He's gonna be nice,
he's a
bro.
complete running back.
with this running back free agency. I don't see Saquon leaving. I think Saquon is actually going to stay. They're going to end up franchise tagging him depending on that Daniel Jones contract. But and then Miles Sanders. I mean, they can resign him, but I feel like it's a solid pick.
Okay, so now with the 11th pick, the Titans are going to take Paris Johnson, the tackle. After just releasing Taylor Lewan, they need O-line help with a big running back like that. They got a young wide receiver who could develop into something nice. They do have question marks at the quarterback position, but there is a decent little QB carousel going around. Maybe they can get a guy like Jimmy G in there to help him out for this 1 year. Maybe they keep Tannehill for 1 more year, even though he has a huge cap hit for some reason. But Derrick Henry's window is closing, and I think they need to replace Taylor Lewan as fast as they can. And Paris Johnson's just massive. Dude has a 7-something foot wingspan. He's just big. He can move. I think he's the best alignment in this draft by far, besides maybe the guy out of Northwestern, Peter Skorowski. I think he's the second closest. But I mean, you can't pass on a guy out of Ohio State. Paris is just a different built human being. He's like Thanos out there running around. He could be Trent Williams in a couple years for all you know. So
I think with the 12th pick with Houston, I think that they go with defense here and they take Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois. Because, I mean, the new head coach, he's a defensive guru. So, I mean, it only makes sense that they give Derek Stingley some help on the other side and they just start building up that defense. I mean, with the pick that you had earlier with the Texans at quarterback, they're already developing on offense, so it's smart for them to take a defensive guy right off the bat.
So do you think with the Texans then, do you think they're taking best player available, or do you think they're actually trying to fill holes?
I think they're going to try to fill holes.
You think so?
the Texans, you pair him up with Devin Singletary though. Devin Witherspoon, didn't he have a 44-inch vert or something?
Yeah.
You pair him up, those two together, 2 shutdown corners, defensive-minded coach. That defense could win them games. Their quarterback is terrible,
Yeah.
but
I mean, they do need some more help, front seven wise. But I think if they start getting that secondary unlock, it'll be pretty good. It'll be pretty solid. Because I mean, look what he did over in San Francisco. If they get, I mean, with Jalen Carter being off the board and Will Anderson being off the board, I mean, there is some guys that can fill that slot, but I think it's smart to go Sean Witherspoon. Get one of the more better guys at that position.
See, I don't know. Like I said, I think with the Texans, you have to just take best player available, or best player or best potential or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You can't take. Not saying Devin Witherspoon is a low floor guy, but you can't take those low floor guys.
Yeah.
You need to take shots now.
They could make a
You
push.
have to build something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do trade to get their guy. I know it's only one spot, but I could see them flipping both 2 and 12, moving all up to 1 and grabbing their for sure guy at QB.
Yeah. And I could see the Texans late in the draft, maybe second round if he's still there.
wait, Devin, who did you take second overall?
Oh, I took CJ.
He's a CJ shot.
Yeah, that'd work out then, because they pulled the trigger at the quarterback early.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is because we didn't do trades, everybody's calling the Bears right now, trying to get
Yeah.
trying to get that number one
Okay.
overall pick. And if they want their guy, they have their eyes set on this guy.
Yeah.
They have to give up the least to move up, just because again they have the two already.
Yeah.
So
I think,
it'd just be easier for them to move up.
I think honestly, like for the Texans to really build defense in this draft, if they make a push in the second round, if he's still there, is to go get Andre Carter. They can help out their front seven.
They need again everything at this point. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what it is. Like
Because he kind of reminds me of, I can't think of his name. Who's the rookie that the Chiefs drafted last year? Yeah, rusher.
Oh,
George
dude,
Calafrio.
yeah,
He
Cal,
kind of reminds me of him. I mean, he made a pretty big impact for the Chiefs defense. Not very much, but enough that he was there.
Okay, then like if we're talking Texans, is anybody on that roster safe?
no.
Absolutely anybody.
No.
Defense.
Laramie Tunsil's
Defense.
not safe.
Defense, I think Devin,
Singleton.
Derek
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 Stingley, I think
Is
he's
Derek
good.
Stingley safe? Is Laramie Tunsil safe?
No,
It's
he's
up in the
he's
air,
trade
dude.
bait.
You think he's trade bait?
Yeah.
Is Brandon Cook safe?
Nope,
No.
he doesn't even want to be there. He was in the trade talks with Green Bay and teams early.
What would you think, like, if you were a GM, what would you offer for Brandon Cooks? If you're in the draft, if you're on draft night, let's say second
Max, I would offer for Brandon Cooks
A third.
is I was gonna say like
second.
a
I'd say
third,
most is-
fourth. It
yeah.
has to be a secondary pick.
Yeah,
I'm not giving up anything other
I'm
than
not
that.
giving up a first one.
A second is even a lot pushing for him. So I mean,
Because, I mean, if Arizona's asking for a second for D-Hop,
Well, no, not a second round.
no, but
second
I'm saying,
day.
like,
Yeah.
the value of D-Hop compared to Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
Like, if if the Cardinals are only asking for a second, like, Brandon, if you compare him to Brandon Cooks, he's worth only a third or a fourth.
Okay, now bringing up the Cardinals, what do you think DeAndre Hopkins is going to do?
I can see him going to the Patriots. That's like my kind of number one right now is
I
New
don't-
England. I could see like the Giants.
I was
Like,
gonna say I see him going to either like Giants or I could see him going to. I could see the Eagles forking up something for him purely just based off the fact that the Eagles team is about
Everybody
to
wants to
crash
go there.
yeah.
just because they're all older,
Yeah.
they're all on big contracts, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. There's no
I
way
could see
they do
a
it.
dark horse for Kansas City.
I can see Can't. Well,
Like a dark
they
horse.
just he's going to a team that's set that needs that number one wide receiver. But the
Yeah.
only problem with D Hop is he's older and he's a physical receiver.
and
Physicality
he
can't last
wants
forever.
a contract extension with whatever team he goes to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
cap
I mean,
is going
like,
to be a
I was gonna
major
say, he's gonna want a
concern.
huge contract. Again, it's gonna be his last big payday.
The Chiefs, yeah. I mean, like the Chiefs. I think they only have maybe like 2 guys on their contract besides rookie deals.
Okay, but to piggyback on top of DeAndre Hopkins though, D Hop is I want to say he's 32.
Yeah, I think he's like 30.
So
or 31.
Over 30, whatever.
if you're on the wrong side of 30. If you're a GM, are you giving up as much as they're offering for a 30-year-old receiver after what we've seen with receivers like that in the past, like AJ Green, Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, all those guys, the second they got past 30, started to plummet.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I'm a team that's in win now mode like Green Bay, to where they're one receiver away from potentially turning things around from last year, I'd pull the trigger on a second round pick. They keep Rodgers. The window is what, 1 year, maybe 2 years. I'm going for that. Whatever, I'll do what I gotta do. But if I'm the Chiefs, to where I just won the Super Bowl with 2 mediocre at best receiver 2s, 3s like Juju and MVS, I think a second round pick is way too much for that because the Chiefs just showed that they don't need
They don't need a star
insane,
receiver, yeah.
stellar wide receivers out there to win with Mahomes. So I think if I'm the Giants, who just had a good run, I would maybe give that up if they pay Daniel Jones, see what he can do with an elite receiver. If I'm the Patriots, I'd mostly give up a third and see what Mac Jones can do before I continue trade talks with Mac Jones. And then if I'm Green Bay, I'm pulling the trigger like no matter what, second round pick, trying to see if I can land him, see what A-Rod can do with him for 1 more year.
What you're saying is like, what I'm trying to say is like in this deep of a wide receiver class, I mean, if you pick any other class, there's probably 6 or 7 guys in this draft that are first round talents. Do you think you wouldn't be able to grab one of those guys, get him on a cheap deal, and he wouldn't even be able to put up a third of what DeAndre Hopkins does?
No,
No.
I wouldn't do it.
D-Hop, what I saw this year from D-Hop, the numbers that he put up after coming back and missing all those games.
Yeah, he came back.
I mean,
in
he
week
still
6.
proved that he
Yeah.
has it with Kyler Murray, and then.
But that's also an offense with
yeah, that's awesome.
as many weapons as they had. I know AJ Green's not considered a big weapon anymore,
Yeah.
but he is still
Marquise
A
Brown.
veteran. He's a
yeah,
veteran.
veteran.
Marquise
Marquise Brown, Zach Ertz,
But I think if I was-
James Conner, like they have a lot of good weapons.
But I see like what you're saying with like drafting a rookie. I think if you go and get D-Hop for the veteran help and kind of like help these young guys develop. Because like the Chiefs, besides Juju and MVS, like you only have MVS is the only guys under like contract besides the rookies. Juju, I think only signed like what 1 year.
Yeah, he said he wants to come back.
Yeah, and then so MVS, I mean, he can't really help with
They
that.
also
D
just got
Hop,
Kadarius
D Hop can help develop like those younger guys, and they can go and get one in the late round.
Yeah.
D Hop can help develop and teach these guys like what it's like and kind of give them some development.
Nice. Okay, so now we're starting our first segment of a one-on-one game. Ethan versus Owen in this quick matchup
Oh
of
my God.
around the
You got
table.
smoked. What are you getting smoked?
Name me quarterbacks 5 through 10 top passers in 2008.
5 through 10.
5 through 10.
2008. Favre.
He is 9.
Rodgers.
Nope.
Brady.
Yep,
Romo.
he's 5.
I got it.
Romo.
Nope.
Manning.
What are we doing? 5
Which
through
one?
10?
Which
Manning.
one? Nope.
Wait, 1 through 10 or 5 through 10?
5 through 10.
Okay.
The back 5.
Eli Manning.
Yep.
So who's it? Who we have? Eli, Favre,
And Brady.
and Brady. Is McNabb still on there?
Nope.
Rivers.
Yep.
Probably too high.
Yep.
On the road.
He's 8.
Got 3.
You guys have 5, 8, 9, 10. You're missing 6 and 7. You're up.
I think of old heads. I cannot think of any of the old heads right now.
It's taking too long? Is it my turn?
Yeah, I'll pass on this. Go.
No,
Okay.
I get a timer. I got a timer going.
He might be too high for Drew Brees.
He's 6.
I figured he'd have been top 5. That's why I didn't
We're
say
missing number
him.
7.
That's why I didn't say him.
7 is probably.
It goes way too late. Way too early.
I'm gonna do
Oh my god.
25 seconds. Ready?
In 2008, right?
2008.
2007.
7th best quarterback in the NFL in 2008. Who was it?
Time.
Is it Vic?
Nope.
That would be a good one. What division? Or not, what conference?
AFC.
Oh, Big Ben.
Yep.
Dang,
5
dude,
to
I was
1.
literally just about to say that.
5
You
to
smoked me.
1. 5 to 1. Man. You got smoked.
I did indeed smoke.
Absolutely.
I did indeed.
You was-
I was talking. I was talking.
You was
again.
talking.
Because
I was
look,
saying
look,
a lot
look,
of talking.
Random knowledge.
No, bro. If you look at 1 through 5 though, it's Matt Schaub is 1. Peyton Manning, Romo, Rodgers,
Right.
Brady.
I thought Schaub was later on in that.
No, and then.
Well, like
and then-
that 1 year, I thought that was
All right, bonus question. Who is 11th?
11.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
He was 27 years old at the time. His stats were 3,800 yards.
Metcalf.
Nope. 3,800 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 12 picks. 11th best passer that year.
Oh my god. They played in the AFC. I'll give you that.
That's too late. I have no clue.
Kyle Orton.
I wasn't.
Kyle
Did
Orton.
that.
That's so crazy, bro. If you just think about how these quarterbacks just fell off. So I mean, the top,
Well,
top
it's-
5.
It's so crazy too, because like, what's number 1's passing yards that year? In Matt Schaub, it's 5,000, right?
No, 47.
See, and that's so
That's so
crazy.
crazy.
That not even that it's Matt Schaub that did that year. It's so crazy to me that like you think like number 1 that year was 4,700,
Mhm.
and then you go back to last year. I know that he has an extra game, but Mahomes beat him by like 800 yards.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it's so crazy, like how much more pass centric the NFL is now.
I mean, honestly, there's like the offenses are like it's so receiver. Like the NFL is turning so receiver heavy. Like you can name 20 of the receivers.
Well-
you can argue that those
Well,
20
I
are
think
top 10.
I think the other problem in the NFL nowadays compared to back then, obviously way different eras.
Yeah.
Let's say if a wide receiver catches a slant right across the middle, he's running into Ray Lewis, he's running into
Yeah.
Ed Reed, he's running into Trey Powell, he's
Patrick
running into
Willis.
Willis.
he's
You got
running into
just
all
hard
those guys.
hitters. Yeah.
Now, like, not saying there isn't hard hitters in the NFL anymore, but even if they look at them wrong,
Yeah.
like that's a flag, fine, suspension, whatever.
Personally,
Like,
I'd rather take a hit from Fred Warner than Brady Lewis. Personally,
I mean, I would just.
if I'm running a
I
slant,
think the NFL is just becoming so soft at this point
It
now
really is.
that like
It really
you can't
is.
do anything defensively. Back then, what would have been a great play is now considered
flag,
dirty.
yeah.
Like it's crazy.
To go against that, I think the league is not getting super soft, but honestly, I think just the way people play are changing. Like back then, you could weigh 250 and play linebacker and not be able to move and just smack people. Nowadays,
It's about speed.
it's
Yeah,
all
it's all about
speed.
speed.
All back in the day,
Everybody
Fred
getting
Warner might have
faster.
played safety, bro, because how he moves.
Well, the other problem is CTE kind of
Yeah, CC,
now
they
that
gotta be
there's
part of
more
it.
knowledge on CTE now.
Mhm.
They're more scared, or not the players are scared, but the
Yeah.
NFL is more scared to let these guys get hit. And let
And that's
them
why
go
they've
off.
made
Like
so many
fucking-
new helmets, man. It's
Look
not
at
working.
Antonio Brown.
So,
Yeah,
like, you
that's
got
crazy.
That's a
Power
prime
Rangers,
example
yeah,
right
you
there.
got
Antonio
Julio
Brown,
Jones.
Every has helmets,
Hernandez, the list
Junior
goes
Seau.
on. Yeah, Junior Seau.
All
What's
those
his name?
guys-
Ryan Shazier neck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy, bro. I mean,
I did see something about Ryan Shazier with that, like when he made a proper form tackle. He said,
Well,
for the
yeah,
first
it
time
was
in his
just like
career,
a
rush.
yeah,
It was just like-
no, for the first time in his career, he tried to make the proper form tackle, and that's what hurt him.
Well, it was just, it's the
Because he's
same,
always used to
it's the same thing with
his
Damar
head.
Hamlin. Like he went in and he made a normal tackle and
He got hit in
just
the
Yeah.
right there.
got
Just
hit
got smoked.
wrong.
that's crazy though. I mean,
I do feel bad for T. Higgins about that, though.
'Cause I know people.
Because
are-
Well, 'cause-
people were bashing
he's
him
probably
for
okay
that.
now,
Yeah,
but the
There
first
was,
three
there was a
plays-
lot of people that were sending him like death threats.
Yeah,
it
at
was
the
his
time, they
fault,
were just
all that
naming
stuff. Like,
him,
it's
and
so
it's
insane.
It's like, dude,
It was like
it's
he's
not
making a
nobody-
football play. He didn't know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen.
Unbelievable.
So what do you think is the next like big change in the NFL is gonna happen? So again, like we went from all the heavy hitting and hard running players and all that kind of stuff. Now we're into the pass centric offense where speed kills and all that kind of stuff. What's gonna be the next thing that is the defining talent that people have, like Mahomes and his creativity and how he can kind of throw the ball wherever he is? What do you think is the next big skill that is going to take over the NFL?
I think it's speed at quarterback.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
the pass,
I think being mobile is gonna be like so much better.
the pocket
Yeah.
passer is disappearing. I mean, you got Joe Burrow, who's up in the air. He's like a West Coast move. He can move if he needs to, but he's not like Brady or Rodgers or Manning or either Manning or Roethlisberger. They just drop back and throw. I think being able to roll out and work the West Coast offense and be able to make plays happen on your feet and improvise on the run is the biggest thing that's going to happen. You even see it in the combine. They have drills where they'll snap the ball, a guy will run downfield, and the quarterback will just start running around doing crazy stuff, throw off platform. I think quarterbacks being able to throw off platform, be able to move, and be able to run a read option or RPO type offense is going to be the biggest change upcoming, and you're going to see the pocket passer and like the early 2000s play kind of disappear-ish, only besides Burrow maybe, I guess, as a pocket passer.
So you don't think pocket passers can live in the NFL today, even with all the roughing the passers?
I'm not saying they can't live, but I feel like
I feel like
it's gonna be
it'd
harder.
if you're more like a mobile quarterback, you're more valuable to the team.
Yeah.
I
Depending
think-
on who your coaches are. If you have like I feel like these younger coaches are kind of like really starting to show the mobility quarterbacks off. Like, I mean, John Harbaugh, I'm not gonna consider one of the younger coaches, but him with Lamar, like that's what it all started with. Like him bringing Lamar to the picture and then completely changing the playbook to play around Lamar works really well.
It's so crazy to me too, because like you have coaches like McVay, where like they came up with just a system for the Rams to use that year they went to the Super Bowl. And he was putting a lot of rollouts and boots and everything like that with Jared Goff, and Jared Goff isn't, you know what I mean? And like look what he did with the Lions last year. Like I don't think they're gonna go more towards RPOs and play options purely just based off the fact that like that's your guy. You have to protect that guy. Like let's say, like look at what happened with Cam Newton. He was that next big thing, and injuries catch up to him, and again like his body just starts to give up on him just because he's taking so many hits.
That's the bad thing about that scrambling. You can take big hits.
Yeah,
from
but that's the
it.
thing about Cam though, is that even though he was just sliding and they were just hitting him.
Like,
They
it
just were
just-
purposely trying to really hurt Cam Newton, which
And,
is horrible.
and again, same thing happened with Kyler Murray. Same thing.
Younger quarterbacks aren't sliding for real. They just
Yeah,
want
they
to
just
keep
run
that
plays
play
run
going.
straight to people like Lamar. I mean, he could juke out, but he'll choose to truck through him instead of just actually just trying to slide.
So do you think Josh Allen would last?
For his size, I think his body's gonna
He
catch
is
up, just like
big,
Calvin
yeah.
Johnson. Because like it's gonna be the same shit as Calvin Johnson.
Just takes hit
He
after
just-
hit.
yeah,
after
What's
hit.
cool
that
was, I mean,
big,
because
yeah.
Josh Allen goes to stiff arm you, he goes to truck you, he goes
Yeah.
to hurdle you. He's not ever sliding.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But
you
with
think
his
he
size,
lasts?
with his size, like they actually have to hit him. It's just like Calvin
Mm.
Johnson in his position.
I don't think he'll last. You saw it this year. I mean,
I was gonna say he
he's
fell this
bang
year.
up,
That was
banged
that was
up.
also because of what's it called,
The
coaching change
and the
all
elbow
that
injury
stuff,
too.
yeah.
But I mean, like if you look at Josh Allen, you notice in the first couple weeks he looks crazy good.
Yeah.
And then he just starts to play Superman, and he starts to take these hits, and they catch up on people, especially bigger guys who have to take hits harder than just regular people. So I think Josh Allen's career won't be cut short due to this, because I don't see him taking any crazy injuries. Maybe like a knee injury here, maybe due to like a non-contact, because you can't prevent that. But I think just purely based on getting hit, I think Josh Allen will end up like Cam Newton, and he'll have a good career for a while, and then once age catches up on him, it could hurt him. But I think Josh Allen's arm will save him in the long run,
Yeah.
because he can just draw back and throw. He's not all based on his legs, you know what I mean?
His decision-making process got to get better, though.
Yeah, I think Allen's a little bit overrated too.
I was gonna say, because my problem with Josh Allen is, and it was shown this year, he loses a guy like Dayball, who's calling all his plays and everything, and his numbers really dip.
Yeah.
Everything else is still the same. He just lost his offensive coordinator. Like, I think there's so many teams that are, there's so many GMs out there that are trying to get the right players, and I think what they need to do is they need to get the right coaching system, and they need to get the right culture, and they need to just kind of build from the ground up and stop trying to build from top down. Because again, you can get your guy, but if you don't put him in the right situation, he's not going to ever be good just
He's
because.
not going to be that guy, yeah.
Well, because like where I'm going with this is like, let's just say like running backs, for example. Like with Zeke was considered the guy. Obviously, age caught up to him and injuries and everything like that, but he had Tony Pollard right behind him the entire time. Like, Tony Pollard stepped up and outperformed Zeke this year. There's always that next guy up, and again, I don't think you should keep going for these top guys, and you need to just start a base and then go from there. Once you get your guy, you get your guy. But if you have a chance on a guy like, let's say, Will Anderson, or maybe this year Anthony Richardson, like, you don't pass on him, though.
Yeah, Brian Daboll's a good OC. He's bald, can't call plays in New York though, so
He's the best fat guy in New York.
no, he's not,
He's
bro.
not, bro.
He's okay though. I mean,
He did change all around.
yeah, he did what he had to do.
He literally changed the entire culture. That's why Tony was gone. That's why Kenny Galladay got benched, cut, whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
That's why all of this stuff happened. Like, because he's trying to build the culture the right way and make sure everything is good.
So what do you guys think about Derek Carr, like going to the Jets, or like Aaron Rodgers?
I think Aaron Rodgers is.
Who do you think would? Okay, so I just saw this morning that the Raiders are back in conversations about Aaron Rodgers. So let's say Aaron Rodgers, like, would you try to outbid the Raiders if you're the Jets, or would you just push for Derek Carr?
I just get the guaranteed Derek Carr.
I was gonna say I would just get Derek Carr.
me too.
Because I
Aaron
feel
Rodgers
like
has too many offenses.
if they get a good quarterback, their offense will be nasty.
Yeah.
They proved their offense is doing good. It's what's his name? Evan
Zach
White.
Wilson, Mike White,
Mike White.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they just need a better quarterback, and I think they're good because Garrett Wilson proved that he can be a number one and literally do it all.
But the Saints are also in the talks too, so now you're gonna try to outbid
Yeah.
the Saints because they're also offering them contracts.
I don't think the Saints can outbid anybody.
Yeah.
No, their cap is too bad.
Their cap is so bad. And again, they have so many players that nobody wants because of cap and everything like that. Like,
They
it's
got
so hard
players
for
that
them
want to
get
leave.
Yeah, I honestly think that Derek Carr and Jimmy G is just 1A, 1B.
It's just guaranteed.
Whoever you get there, you're gonna get the same person at
It's
the end of the day.
guaranteed, yeah.
I'd rather get Jimmy G.
He's a better
Personally,
game
yeah.
manager, but
Personally,
I
would
think
too.
Derek Carr is a better arm.
I think Derek Carr wins you games, but he loses you more games. And then I think Jimmy G
He
doesn't
wins,
do either.
I think
he
Jimmy
just
G wins like the big games. Like
no, I don't even think Jimmy G wins the big games. I think Jimmy G just is consistent. Like, you know what you're getting out of him. You know you're getting that solid 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Like, that's just gonna be Jimmy G for his entire
Well, I
career.
know Derek Carr has a terrible record in the cold. He can't handle the cold. So like I can see him going to New York and trying to play.
Well,
Because he just be
I think it's
right
something-
back in like Oakland.
I think that's something he would adjust to. Like,
Yeah.
it's
you don't
not.
have to.
You just have to get used to it. I mean, that's the same thing as like Fields. Fields puts up terrible numbers once it gets cold in Chicago, but he also isn't used to it. But they say it's because like where he's from, but he's from Ohio,
I was gonna say.
so it doesn't really make sense because Ohio still gets cold too. But I understand Chicago gets this year was cold for Chicago, but I mean,
Again, there's so many players out there that like I don't know, like I know like stats and everything prove it, but I don't know how much I buy into like Cole playing a difference for like quarterbacks and stuff like that. Like it's one of those things where
I feel like it hurts
That
more
definitely
like
hurts the
receivers.
receivers. I was
gonna say, yeah, it hurts more
like
receivers and everything
DBs,
like that.
Guys who
I think-
meant to catch that
Yeah,
right
because
from
the
the
hands and
I'm saying,
I
guys,
think,
I mean, they
I think
saw-
the only time like weather really like affects people like QBs like that is
like
again
snow,
rain, snow,
Yeah,
anything that's like
Lot of wind,
precipitating and stuff
yeah.
like that. Just because again it's so hard to figure all that
So
stuff
now
out.
since we're on like QB talks, like what do you feel about what do you guys think about San Francisco? Like who
I
do
think
you,
they
who do
do.
you run with? Personally, I think I want to see Trey Lance develop, and I
I
want
wanna
to
see
see
that.
what I want to see what he can do. But I think that Brock Purdy ran that
Purdy gotta
offense
stay,
really
yeah.
well with Kyle Shanahan. Plus, I mean, no matter who you put back there with that offense, they should. I could go back there. I could be good. When you have Debo, CMC, and George Kittle, and then Brandon Ayuk on the other side, it's,
What I'm doing is I'm putting, because I saw what Brock Purdy can do in that offense,
Yeah.
I'm putting Trey Lance back there because Trey Lance's ceiling is miles better than Brock Purdy.
I think so
Yeah.
too.
Brock Purdy is a game manager. He's just a cheaper Jimmy G right now.
Yeah.
Put Trey Lance in and just see what you
See
can
what he
get.
can do.
Hopefully he can stay healthy. If he can't, you give him one more chance.
So
And
you
then after that, he's done.
so with the way that you're so obviously these two guys are both on like still on their rookie deals. So do you go and try to draft another quarterback, or do you avoid the
No.
quarterback position?
I
and
don't
just
draft.
trust these two?
I don't draft a QB purely based off the fact that I have Brock Purdy on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
And then if I get a guy like Trey Lance, I used a third overall pick on him. I'm not letting that go to waste. I'm
Yeah.
trying my
Yeah.
absolute hardest to make sure that works.
Yeah.
I don't want to be known as the GM that drafted a bust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Too.
Okay, so to end this, talking a lot about football, we're gonna go another one-on-one. David and Owen. Okay, this we're about to do real quick.
Smoke.
I know we've been talking about football a lot, but little do y'all know, food is the second love in this friend group. So give me America's top 10 fast food spots.
Top 10
McDonald's.
fast food
McDonald's.
in order.
In order or
No,
just
just give us the 10.
Just you
Okay.
guys are not getting. You guys are not getting one. I know you guys are not going to get number one.
Subway.
They are number
what numbers are we doing again?
top
1 through
10.
10.
So
1
one,
through 10.
1 through 10.
You can name any. You don't have to go in order. Just name any.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, are we going back and forth? Or you just going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
Subway.
Since that's
I'll
Subway.
count. You got 10
6.
seconds to answer.
Okay. McDonald's.
1,
Wendy's.
7,
I want to say
5
Burger King.
5,
I don't know if it counts as
Burger
King.
King.
Absolutely.
I don't like it, but
Starbucks.
Bro.
I don't know if it counts.
2.
Oh,
That is
crazy.
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 I thought
Bro.
Subway and Starbucks were like 1 and 2. I
Taco
thought that's
Bell.
how it was a few years ago.
Taco Bell is 4.
Okay.
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut is
Wow.
not on the list.
okay, I can get
3-3, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to say like
Oh my god. Hurry up.
Culver's.
I got my next one.
Nope.
No.
KFC, or not KFC, Chick-fil-A.
3.
I was gonna say that. Ugh. Okay.
Wow. Y'all probably not gonna get 10.
Dude, I can't think of one.
That's gotta be the 10-second timer.
Mhm.
That's gotta be the 10-second timer.
Yeah.
It's only 10 seconds.
4, 2.
Arby's.
Oh.
No.
I had to shoot one.
God, that was awful.
I know.
Five Guys.
Nope.
Dude. I gotta think of this restaurant. What
10,
haven't I said yet?
9.
KFC.
Nope.
KFC.
I have
Okay, so
one.
you guys have got
Popeyes.
1 through 7. You need 8, 9, and 10.
Get back
Yeah.
to you. I said Popeyes.
Me?
You need 8, 9, and 10. Yeah.
Ooh, I can't think of a restaurant. Oh, I have one.
DeKalb has each one of these.
Okay, I have one.
Panda.
Nope.
Oh, I was just about to say Panera.
10.
That was 10. I didn't think any of y'all.
4 to 4, baby. You need 9 and 10. Y'all don't know how you not getting 10.
I'm not
Don't
Yeah.
do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't know how you not getting 9.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how you didn't get 90 when you know you.
B-dubs.
Nope.
What? Knowing me.
Yeah, knowing you.
Sonic?
No.
Nope.
I don't eat it, but the shakes, the shakes, the shakes, the
8,
shakes.
9. 8, 9.
What? Now that y'all say that, it's just like, ooh,
Parties?
Nope. 2 guesses each left.
what?
8, 9, man. You
Knowing me.
should get 8 based on what you guessed earlier.
Knowing me.
Oh. I got it.
10,
9,
8,
7,
7, 6, 5,
I can't think of anything.
4,
Throw it out.
3,
Uh,
2.
in and out. I don't fucking know.
No.
McDonald's.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh!
One more.
One
You can
more.
tie it,
We're
you
playing
can
for
tie
9.
it.
We're playing for 9.
Then we gotta find 11 so you guys
No
get
one
a tie.
can make it. I ain't gonna.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
I'm surprised it's not
4,
I
3.
can't think of nothing,
2,
dude. I can't think of
1.
anything. I can't think of anything.
Undefeated.
What?
Undefeated.
Dude, I just literally can't think
No,
of
you
anything.
can, he can still guess.
What is it?
You got one more
he's-
guess. He's
yeah,
got
he
one more
can
guess.
still
There's 2 more guesses each.
Yeah,
Oh.
you both have one more guess.
Dude, I actually
You can end it here.
can't
You
think of
can.
anything.
Yeah, if you get this right, you win.
It's his turn.
10, 9,
Is it White Castle?
8.
No.
Nope. Last
Last
guess.
guess.
What?
10,
The-
9,
10
8,
seconds away from victory.
7.
We know today.
6.
Y'all gonna hate me. I'm just gonna say like Dairy Queen.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
Are you guys ready?
What? What is it?
Domino's.
Bro, what? I was never gonna get
To be fair, I was
Domino's.
kind of close. I said Pizza Hut.
That's what I was saying because it was the coffee place and the pizza place. You said
Yeah.
Pizza Hut and Starbucks. Hey, but to go off of that real quick, I know we're going a little long, but whatever. But earlier I saw a list and it said Dairy Queen was number 1.
Dairy Queen is not number 1.
Give me
Dairy
that.
Queen-
Give me that. I
No,
said
no,
Dairy
no,
Queen.
we're going off this list. We're going off this list.
Dairy Queen is
Oh.
bottom tier. Oh my god.
Maybe ice cream, but food?
Yeah, I know.
Go on, that shit is
Ice cream,
horrible.
their ice cream is ass.
Yeah, so
I've taken Baskin Robbins before.
so
Undefeated.
Owen is now 2-0 on
I'm,
the year.
I'm not getting beaten any.
Yes,
Wait,
you
wait
are.
till he takes a
Any
computer. I'm gonna
top
smoke
10?
you.
Any top 10, I'm not getting beat.
I'll beat you
We'll see.
Let's do it right now.
We'll see next week.
next
Oh, yeah,
week.
Next week.
We'll see next week.
All right, boys. Well, that was a good conversation. That wraps up episode 1 of Around the Table.
Yes, sir.
Hey.